Hey, my name's Joe. So I'm with CBC Kelowna, and I'm doing a little mix on Kent and his electric boat here. So we're gonna put some audio together, talk to Kent about why he's doing this, how he's doing it, and what he plans to do with an electric jet boat in the Okanagan of all places.
We're having fun converting to electric.
Off the top, I will get you to introduce yourself and where we are right now.
I'm Kent Patterson. We're in Kelowna, BC, Canada, at my house.
Well, not just your house, we're in your garage.
That's true, but that's where the boat is.
And can you introduce me to this lovely green machine?
Yes, it's a 1981 Jetboat. I had when I was 18, so that's 40 years ago.
How did you get the funds to buy the boat?
Older brother. I was still just getting out of high school, so I didn't have any money. But we'd all learned to ski on these lakes here, on Okanagan Lake and Kalamalka. And so yeah, we just wanted something that had a little more horsepower.
And how many horses are in here?
Well,
Or
now there were
originally, how many horses?
Originally, we had a naturally aspirated 360 Chrysler, so put out about 250 horsepower, and that was plenty to yank you out of the water.
And now how many horses are we talking about?
Well, now we're converting this thing to electric, and we're putting in Tesla battery modules and Tesla drivetrain, and so max power 470 horsepower.
Ooh. So this summer, this thing is going to be out on the water at Okanagan, Kalamalka, anywhere. And why? Why do this?
Why do this? Well, I don't really have a black and white answer. I kind of like three thoughts: environment, investment, and project. So environment, because environment, climate change. Wish we could stop burning fossil fuels. It would just be so nice one day that all modes of transportation be electric and all our electrical made by renewable energy. I would love to see that. And then investment. Well, years ago, I used to burn $2,000 a year on gas for my 1998 Dodge Neon.
Right.
Then I converted it to electric.
Hold on. How long ago did you do this?
I did that 7 years ago. So this summer will be 7 years I've been driving electric.
A 98 Dodge Neon. Everyone can picture that sedan. And you swapped out the gas combustible engine for what kind? Like Tesla parts?
No, didn't use any Tesla parts back then. There's a company on the island called Canadian Electric, Randy. And so back then he was converting a handful of different vehicles, and one was a Neon. So I bought parts from him.
Gotcha.
And so I went from the $2,000 a year on gas to $400 a year on electricity. So that's a good investment, right?
Very. So let me ask you, do you have friends or family that come to you for advice now that, you've got the federal government, the provincial government offering these incentives? There are still lots of barriers for people, not just in the big centers, but in smaller communities, thinking about how do I enter the electric vehicle market? Have you become something of a guru?
Well, there's kind of a handful of us gurus, actually, especially over the last year. I've been dreaming about converting this vehicle, this 81 Jetboat to electric for quite a few years. But the last year, I've been doing a lot of research and meeting a bunch of other gurus like me. For example, Brian, he's converted a 1954 Fargo truck to electric.
What?
Yeah, beautiful. And he's kind of more the electronic guy. So he's going to, like he's designing right now the system to hook this boat all up together, for example. And then there's Doogie, who has a paint shop, spray booth, body shop, hoist, all the good stuff.
So this is a conglomerate of people.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this guy, he's got a 1963 Beetle. He's converting to electric. And then this guy, Brighton. So Brighton bought himself a Model S, just like mine, Tesla Model S, and he took out the battery pack and put a larger one in, all on his own.
For more range.
For more range, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he's the one that's helped me get all these parts here. So he's got a connection where he gets wrecked Teslas, and then he has it shipped out to his dad's shop in Williams Lake. So we actually talked a deal where I'll buy the battery, and so, but I wanted to help him. So I went up to Williams Lake and met him up there, and we tore the battery out and ripped it into modules. So there's 16 modules in that pack. Wow. And I put all that into my car, 1,000 pounds, in my Tesla, and brought it all back here. And then last was the drivetrain. So he also helped me with the rear drivetrain unit. And what's neat about it is it's sealed units. It's a motor, inverter, and differential all sealed together. And so that was another issue. How do I get that into the boat?
Yeah.
And it's a 9.73 to 1 gear ratio.
Okay, well, see, I know a little bit about cars, but I'm going to have to ask you.
Technical?
Well, break it down for me like I'm an elementary school student, because when I'm thinking about this, I'm looking at a boat. I'm thinking electricity and water? Sure, and this is my elementary school science.
Just don't lick your fingers.
Bring that back?
Just don't lick your fingers. You'll be okay.
How does it work? And break it down for me in the simplest way you can. How are you converting this into an electric jet boat?
Well, I guess I should just finish with the motor first, because that'll help. So the 9.73 to 1 gear ratio. So that's like spinning the motor almost 10 times, so 9.73 times, to get the drive shaft to turn once. So that helps, right? And that's ridiculous. So it won't work. So I did some more research. So I split this thing all apart and pulled the gear differential all apart, took all the gears out, and literally cut the existing leftover gear housing away from the motor and away from the inverter. So then I have two separate units and no differential at all. And then with Lyndon's help, Lyndon has a machine shop. He built a coupler going from the motor directly to the jet drive. So now we have a 1-to-1 gear ratio. And then it's basically just electricity. So you got almost 400 volts electricity, plug it into an electric motor. It's that simple. And then with Matt's help, he has a company in the States called Stealth EV. He supplied us with everything else, like a battery management system and a charger, devices to make it all function and understand each other.
Brilliant. Can I ask, what do you do for work that you have the skills and the technical ability to do this?
Well, I grew up in a mechanic family, so my great grandpa in 1922 started a mechanic shop out in Estevan, Saskatchewan, in a livery station, so it all flowed down from there. And so always working on cars, and lots of projects. I had a 1970 Plymouth GTX 440, 411 gears posi, and then a 66 Barracuda, Transbrake, line lock, all those crazy things. And now though, I drive city transit bus.
Oh, but you don't work on the buses.
No, I don't work anymore. I just park my bus and go home and work on projects.
Like this one that we're sitting in, the green machine. Does she have a name?
No.
Oh, not one of those guys.
No.
Okay, I want to ask about the future. We've talked about the how, the carbon footprint, climate change. Yeah. You seem like a boating enthusiast. Is this a conversation that's happening in that community about, look, gas is going to be pricey. The climate change is, we're dealing with wildfires in the Okanagan. How do we lower our carbon footprint? Is this a step you think other boat enthusiasts might be wanting to take?
That would be really nice. I haven't really seen it in the boat industry yet. Mind you, Skinautig has a electric boat but it's like $400,000. So it's coming. But no, it's the car industry that's really making the difference right now, and Tesla being the leader.
So you get the parts from Tesla, you come into your shop, you start working on it. How long does a project like this take to get going, even to where it's at today?
I don't really think that way. Projects are so much fun, and the crazier the better. I don't know. But I should have this boat on the water this summer, I'm hoping. But I've been dreaming about this for about 3 years probably. And it's just been the last year that it's really starting to come together. I mean, the whole idea of using Tesla, is something that's just fairly, the ability to do it is just something fairly new.
Are you on Elon Musk's salary? Are you on Elon Musk's payroll? I see that you're wearing a Tesla jacket. I'm mostly kidding, but is it just because they've got the best technology? Is that why you use them?
I guess that would be it, but the availability. I mean, they started making before anybody else did. That's really it. But yeah, and also I personally believe that Tesla is way ahead of everybody else in the technology. Yeah, but like the Roadster that they came out in 2008, and then the Model S that I'm driving came out in 2012. I've got a 2014. So yeah, they're way ahead of the pack.
Cool. I know there's an event happening on Sunday, the Electrify Okanagan event. How did you get involved with the Electrify Okanagan group?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Again, since 7 years ago when I put my 98 Dodge Neon together, I've been doing car shows and getting involved as many different companies, programs as possible, and simply just going to regular gas car shows too. I get the most interest at regular car shows because they see this little 98 Dodge Neon all electric sitting there, and I get just flooded with questions. It's pretty neat. So I just, and I've been, I took a break from it, of course, COVID, right? And now we're all back at it now. So I'm starting doing it, let's see, the 15th. Yeah, this Sunday coming up at McCurdy Corner parking lot by the Triple O burger joint.
What if I don't know anything about electric vehicles? Is this an event I should be attending, or do I need some background?
There'll be so many people there who own vehicles, and they'll be able to answer all your questions. So anything you can think of, and we'll take people for rides too. And there'll be solar panels there, and chargers, and battery storage. Test the power walls. Yeah, and the city of Kelowna is coming, bringing their mighty truck. So the fellow that built Canadian Electric, who gave me the kit for my 98 Dodge Neon, they build this little mighty truck. So it's all electric from the ground up. So that's pretty cool. So come check it out. Say thanks, Joseph, for coming by.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I'm going to jump in the CBC Cruiser and I'm off to the next thing.
Right on.
Take care, Ken. Nice to meet you.
You too. Electric, zero emission vehicle. Go green.